So we are not working in a vacuum. Ministers are speaking to each other. There is a thread that binds us in terms of when you put one policy in place, you look to see how it is going to impact on the other ministries. So that's why I can tell you for free in terms of how do we intend on providing support to people that really need it for books and food support and so on. Minister of Social Development and I have been speaking. Minister of Education and I have been speaking, and those things are being put in place to ensure that there is no one really left behind in terms of trying to access any type of assistance from the state in these regards with respect to their children and also with respect to the elderly, the disabled, etc.
Very good. Lennox Smith, your question there to the minister?
I just wanted to make certain to avoid any ambiguity if the minister will repeat what was put in place to tidy over, if you want to call it that, based on the contract that the contractual arrangement that is in place, because that is a concern in communities like this, East Port of Spain, Laventille, etc. So I would just like him to reiterate what took place with respect to what was provided to the contractors for the period up to the particular period that he mentioned. And I will give another question subsequently.
As I indicated earlier, in accordance with, in some instances, it is clause 14.1, I believe, of the contract. The contracts have varied based on the way in which it was framed from time to time with the former administration, that in lieu of 1 month's notice, payments will be made to the contractors in lieu of the 1 month's notice. And therefore, it is not just a situation where you are terminated as a contractor, and therefore the obligation of the contractor would be towards their workers who were employed with them under their remit. So, as I said, CEPEP hires contractors. We don't hire the workers. The workers come from the contractors who hire them in return, and therefore the commitment from the company in terms of following law and due process is ensuring that the 1 month in lieu of notice comes into effect. So therefore, contractors will be paid 1 month notice, and therefore their obligation now is to the persons that they would have hired to make it. So it is not a situation now that they have just been left out.
Yes. The other question I have, of course, is how come 300 contractors has been converted to 10,000 individuals? There is a mind-boggling and, of course, an existential, what I consider to be phenomenon that 300 contractors is, in fact, what the CEPEP is addressing or the government is addressing. But, of course, the opposition is now saying 10,000 persons. I'm having a problem, or not me, but of course persons who are up to this morning have been, of course, contacting me on that matter. So I don't know if you could rationalize it, but I can't. So I beg your assistance.
Sure. To clarify that, Lennox, I have asked the staff at CEPEP. Each contractor had varying teams of persons. So some were given 3, some were given 5, and we are compiling that information because I find it a bit strange as well with respect to the numbers in terms of the employees that would have been hired by contractors. So over the next couple of hours, I'll get that information to you. But I too, I'm not 100% certain that it is in the vicinity of 10,000.
Yeah, because this number is just being bandied about, Minister, perhaps to gain some political mileage, as the case may be.
As if we just walk in. Nobody could stop us from walking. Put away the placards and we just follow we lead. We walk in one behind the other. They can't stop me. One behind the other. One behind the other. Must walk.
We must.
Must walk. You can't stop you from walking.
Can't stop you from walking around. Can't stop us.